Live here today on Truth Bomb Solar Eclipse Day, and you're looking live from Virginia viewpoint. As Sandy's in her backyard, she's got this cool little filter on her phone, and there we go. We can see it looks like it's about halfway eclipse in Virginia, which is
Yeah,
very cool. I'm in
very
Montana
cool.
here, and we pretty much got nothing.
Yep.
Very cloudy here, so it's exciting that we're live from the Virginia viewpoint. And yeah, this is Truth
Right.
Bomb, and today's total. We're total eclipse, total show, total all day eclipse,
Total. Total eclipse of the heart, man.
eclipse
In
of
the
the heart,
heartland.
baby.
That's what the CBS is saying.
Oh, are
Total
they?
eclipse
Yeah.
in the heartland. Yeah. They have a playlist going on right now. Like they're like, oh, you got to listen to all these, turn around, bright eyes, and
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, well, so Sandy can't turn the camera around. Otherwise, we'd see her pretty face, which is fun, which would be good. But I think the eclipse is cool.
I think that
So,
I think the eclipse is cooler.
okay, good. So we can hear Sandy, and that is cool. Yeah. So we got all the time. I thought we'd go live early here because well, we got the eclipse in here, and what the heck? I've been monitoring CBS, kind of watching. Let me pop over to the CBS feed now, and it looks like they're in Illinois, and looks like we've got Nora and the team. Oh, and they're at the Indianapolis Speedway, I believe, and you can see that it looks like it's getting kind of dark there, but yeah, they've got the eclipse there
Mm-hmm.
in Illinois, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what Sandy's seeing. If we'll pop back here to see, yeah, I mean, you can see that where they were in Illinois, it's more of the total eclipse, and but we're going to be able to watch it live to totality is what they call it. I guess that's the
Brutality.
big word. And we'll see. I could hear the birds chirping in the background, which is kind of cool because they do say sometimes the animals like stop chirping and kind of do weird things. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see if Sandy notices that.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, just tell me if I'm staying center.
I will. Yep, it's all looking good. And so tell us about the little filter thing you have on your phone. How does that work?
Well, it has like a reflection thing so it doesn't burn your camera out. And then I've got glasses on at the same time so I don't burn my retinas out. So, how about that?
That's good. Well, does it screw on or just fit over the top of
No,
the?
I have, look, it's just a
Oh,
uh, little paper filter. I
oh,
mean, it's
okay.
not a big
And you
deal.
just like
Yeah.
rubber band it on there, or how does it stick on there?
Well, I have a magnet on the back of my phone so it keeps it steady.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought so
that's cool.
too.
Yeah, that is really
That
cool. So that
flexible
worked
stuff.
out good.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of interesting because I thought when I first heard about this, I read something that said you had to be within like 120 miles of, I guess, the path to where you could see it. And I was looking at the maps, Sandy, and I'm like, well, Virginia's more than 120 miles away. And I'm like, well, she's not going to be able to see it. And then I looked at these maps. And in fact, I'm going to pull up the map here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to pull up the map. And so then I started looking at this, and I know you can't see this, Sandy, but I'm looking at a map of
Mm-hmm.
Virginia. And well, no, it's a partial solar eclipse of Virginia, and it shows that
Mm-hmm.
in the shaded areas where you are, that you are, I guess, in the partial solar eclipse. But what's interesting is that still means you're going to see a lot of it, and obviously you
Right.
can, from your camera. And
Mm-hmm.
then scrolling down here in the different locations, it shows Norfolk, and it says that the obscuration, which I guess is the how much of the moon covers, is 78.56% in Norfolk, which is a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And it gives a little graphic of this that people can
Oh,
see,
neat.
and you can see here that it's showing that yeah, Sandy's going to get quite a bit of it. That it started at 2:04 Eastern, but at
Mm-hmm.
3:20 your time is supposed to be the max time.
Right.
and then it
Right.
ends at, which is really weird, and then it ends at 4:32. So it's just obviously it's going to go across really, really slowly, and yeah. So it shows, and the cool thing is it shows that the weather looks like you've got a little bit of clouds, but mostly clear. Is that right?
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Now
It
I'm going to
is.
show everybody Montana, and you can see that Montana is mostly in the yellow, which means that we don't have very much, or we won't see very much. But just in the very corner of the state, over by Wyoming, Gillette and Sheridan, Wyoming, they're going to actually get quite a bit more of it. But I'm up here in the very, very northwest, and we would have been barely able to see it. But now, when I scroll down here, you can see that we would have been able to see just a tiny bit of it. And I was curious to know if we'd even notice it, but unfortunately, we have too many clouds, and I kept looking up there, and I couldn't notice anything different. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so anyway, so that's kind of cool. So let's pop it back here. So,
How's it going with my viewing here?
okay, now you're a little lower. There you go, right there. Right there. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Your arms are going to get tired, huh?
I think so.
She's got a tripod.
I think so. Yeah, but it's
Tripod
got to
girl.
be straight. It's got to be like the way that I have to hold the filter on this.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
mean, it's fun. It's fun.
It's
I
fun.
see it. It's
Well,
fun.
was anybody having any parties or anything in Virginia? Like get
Well,
togethers?
I was just watching on the news like you were. The bunch of people got married
Oh, I did see that.
in Kentucky. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I want to get married at the Eclipse.
Well, I mean, it's kind
I
of
mean,
cool
what's
because
wrong with
it's like
it? I mean,
it's a,
if you're a moonbeam, I guess I don't know.
well, yeah, but I think it's cool because it's a once in a lifetime thing, kind of, well, maybe not once in a lifetime, but a cool opportunity. Oh, I'm going to switch it over to CBS here because they're showing, what do they call the beads around the beauty beads? No. What do they call those
Ooh,
things?
what is
They
that?
call, they
The
call them,
solar flare or something like that, or the
yeah, and around the very edge of it, there's like little brighter spots, and we're seeing that now at CBS.
neat.
And here they're looking kind of purplish, but I've seen on other
That's
shots where,
neat. I love it.
and that yeah, there's something about the shape of the moon that has different valleys, peaks and valleys, and when it's over the edge of
Mm-hmm.
it, some of these valleys allow it to shine a little bit brighter, and it looks like these beads they call it. Oh, so it looks like it must be in Indianapolis. Yeah, it must be right over them now because the CBS gang there is in pretty much darkness. Oh yeah, you can see they're showing closely. It's like just a sliver in Indianapolis, and I think what's cool about this, and the fact that we can do this live, and we can broadcast to the world, which everybody can watch TV, but we're going to be live when it comes right across Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and and we're everybody can see this sort of globally, and kind of share this together,
Right.
or at least in the United States, because it's the first time, not the first time, but it's one of the times where it is coming right over the United States, kind of right over the path of the middle. I'm trying to
Yeah.
look up here. I had a
And they
lot of,
said the one in 2017 went the opposite, and it's making an X over. It's going. Yeah, I've read all kinds of things on this
yeah. Well, and
path.
I'm showing the
Path.
basic path over the United States, and that it came right up through Mexico, and then Dallas, Little Rock, Indianapolis, which is where CBS is right now. And what's interesting about this, now I'm looking at this map, and it looks like that it's, if it's total eclipse almost in Indianapolis, if I go straight over, then I'm looking at like Virginia. It looks like it should be, have already come across you, but it's not. So one of the interesting things that I saw was that, and I don't really understand this, but it's something about when we're on the Earth looking up, everybody's seeing a different angle, and
Mm-hmm.
when the moon crosses, apparently every most every eclipse is different because the moon is getting further away. No, let me see this. Yeah, the moon is getting further away from the Earth every year, I guess, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to change things. And then the moon also goes, it circles in an not a perfect circle, right? Like an obelisk. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get this different trajectory every time. And so it's almost that every single one is different. And
Exactly.
I find that so interesting. And I do remember in 2017, I was living in Kansas City, and we had, which I think was this same sort of event, and we had a lot of clouds, but I did notice it noticeably when it came over that it was just this eerie darkness. It wasn't complete darkness, I don't believe, but you could
Right.
definitely
Yeah, that's
see
why
it and
it's
feel
going to
it.
be 80%. Yeah. It's not going to be
Yeah.
total darkness here, but it's going to be like 80%.
Right. And it's
And you know,
probably
the
similar.
wind, yeah, the wind pattern, like right now, it's picked up, like the wind is picking up.
Yeah, they say
So,
that the colder that it gets colder, and
hmm, I
some
can
of the
feel it.
winds will start
Yep,
to move up. So you can already feel it, huh?
I can right
And you
now.
can see that you
Yep.
still have quite a bit left to go.
Yes, I do.
So it's going to be really interesting as it really comes across there. But yeah, so very very interesting. So
Right.
I pulled up some random info here, and I'm looking at a National Geographic shot, and it said this is kind of interesting. I just pulled up some interesting facts about the eclipses, and it said in 1937 there was this interesting situation that happened that almost sparked something in World War II. They called it a World War II scandal, and apparently what we got here is there was NBC and National Geographic, I believe, were going to go out to these islands called the Pacific Atoll, and out there by Hawaii, and they
Mm-hmm.
were going to film and record and just test it because it was the total isolation or totalism. I don't know. I can't say the
Mm-hmm.
word. Uh, Apparently on this island. And so they go to this island, and let's see, I'm scrolling down here. So they had a U.S. National Geographic, U.S. Navy expedition. They hauled 22,000 pounds of equipment from Washington, D.C. to Honolulu, and then another 1,900 miles to the Pacific Ocean to go to this island. 13
Okay.
person 13 person team of scientists and photographers, including an NBC announcer and an artist, and they were all sitting down. And it says the Americans didn't witness the event alone. A scientific expedition sponsored by Britain was also on the island, and the two groups got off to a rocky start because the British fired a shot across the bow of the American ship over a dispute about the most convenient anchoring spot.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm showing this picture. They're showing, I guess, of the people that set up all the equipment. And this back in 1937. And both captains, realizing that their behavior in this affair smacked of a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, which I don't know what that means, they wired their respective governments in London and Washington, and they said, "What should we do next?" And they obviously got instructions to do nothing.
Oh,
But it
wow.
said tension soon grew into friendly rivalry as the two teams prepared to measure the brightness of the corona and part of the sun's upper atmosphere that is shrouded by the glare during the
Mm-hmm.
eclipse. And so, sort of a simple trivia, but it's like I'm really surprised. Like the British actually literally fired a shot across the bow,
That's a
during
great.
war, during
Hey,
World War
man.
II.
Yeah. What
Like
the
it was right in
heck?
the middle of World War II. Like that's not going to go over well in a wartime. But I guess the eclipse can bring out weird stuff to people. Who
You
knows?
think?
Well,
I know
speaking
people
of
that traveled and all that. Yeah.
well,
Can you
speaking
still
of
see
weird,
it? Yeah.
yeah, yep, we still got
Okay.
it. So speaking of weird stuff, you had brought up a few interesting situations, on our show last week. I actually I googled CERN and stuff, and I actually couldn't find anything on their site today. But apparently they were going to smash some atoms and find the God particle,
Yeah.
the
The
Bogues.
hadron.
The
Collider,
Hadron
yeah.
Collider, right? And so apparently they're doing that. They fired it up a couple of days ago, and they're right now shooting these electrons or protons or whatever they are at each other, trying to find the Higgs boson. The Higgs boson, are also called the God particle,
The God particle.
and it's happening during the eclipse. Apparently, there are a few, or there's a rocket launch. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can Google.
when?
Well, let
Yeah,
me see
when
if I
is
can
the
Google
rocket
that.
launch?
Let's see,
I want
rocket.
to see the rockets.
All right, let's see, rocket
I mean, I would
launch.
imagine it's on the East Coast here because, Florida.
Yeah,
And
you would think so. Let's see,
you would
solar
think it would be
eclipse.
right here.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
It's
I'm
getting
Google.
cold out here.
Oh, okay, here we go. I'm gonna put
Getting
this
kind of
up.
chilly.
Right, they could pick it up. So we've got the live feed on. We will hear 5 minutes would have been the max. So max T0. The
I guess
latest
it's
would be
19
3:25.
minutes
Could be earlier. But we're
before it
all
goes
listening
off.
in with
19
wanting
minutes?
ears as we
Yeah.
approach totality here at
And
3:22
where
local
at?
in the Wallops, Virginia area.
Oh, it's in
Wallops,
Virginia.
Hold
It's
at
right
T
here.
minus 3 minutes.
No,
That's
oh man,
crazy.
Coming
I
up
could have
on
seen
7
it.
minutes now and
No, it's
counting.
right across the
And we'll hold for
Chesapeake
no
Bay.
longer
Too bad I didn't
than
have drove
5
it
minutes.
over
Let's listen
there.
back to range
Oh my
control.
gosh,
There'll
that's
be a lot of
crazy.
chatter here now as we are in the
Yeah,
terminal
it's right.
count.
I know where it is. I
And
see the rockets launch all
all
the time
folks
from
are
there.
providing inputs.
Really?
That's amazing.
Now that's up by Chesapeake.
It's across the Chesapeake Bay. So to get to Wallops Island, you got to go to Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. Yep. And we can see it on this side of Ocean View.
So you might see it actually go up.
I guess I will. Most definitely will.
Oh my gosh, folks, stay tuned. We're gonna see
Oh my
rocket.
goodness.
We're gonna see the eclipse.
rocket launch.
Oh my God,
Eclipse.
this is cool.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
gosh.
If you're
It's
watching
getting
this,
cold out here.
is it really?
I'm getting
Oh my
cold.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm getting cold.
I mean, folks, if you're watching this, we got couple people watching. You need to tell your friends. Get everybody. Come watch this. You are not going to see a better show than right here on Truth Bomb. Come on.
Truth bomb.
We are finding the truth right here in the eclipse. Oh, that's a really good shot. It's very clear now.
Is it good? Good.
Yeah, it's very
My
clear now.
little handy dandy iPhone.
That really came in handy.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That little filter. I know. I ordered from Amazon.
I know you ordered it like Monday right after the show. I think,
Yeah.
or maybe it was Wednesday, and you're like, "Hey, we're gonna order that." So you just got them, ordered them from eBay or not eBay, Amazon. When did you get them? Just the other
I
day?
got that 2 days ago. Yeah.
Nice.
Friday. Actually, I got them Friday. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny.
I wanted to be prepared.
Well, good job. It's funny. My mom had said the other day or last week, she's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna go run over to Lowe's and get some these glasses for the eclipse." And I'm like, "Mom, sorry to tell you, like we're not gonna get to see it here. It's like don't bother or whatever." And then 2 days later, I was looking on there. I said, "Well, it looks like we are gonna get a partial of it, And what I don't know, and this is actually I was trying to look this up, and if you are having a very minor partial of the eclipse, do you need these special glasses? And I don't know. If it was brightly sunny,
They say to, yeah.
even if it's very on the edge, So technically, you're only going to get a partial, but you're getting actually a really good view of it. We would have gotten like 30%, but anyways, too bad we had too many clouds to notice it at all. But yeah, interesting.
We have no clouds, 0 clouds. So
you got 0. Perfect.
Those rockets will be zooming.
Oh my gosh.
That's
yeah.
exciting. We might be able to see it. Hi.
Maybe we'll see it. Yeah, let me go back here. I'm looking back here live at the page, and it's just showing. What's really weird is that it looks very, very small. Like I don't even know what we're looking at.
It's Wallops Island. It's a little island that all they do is these rocket launches.
I know, but the rocket looks really, really small. Like really, like it doesn't look like one of the big ones that goes off from like.
NASA's Canaveral. Right here across the bridge at Langley. NASA is over there. We have the Air and Space Museum in Hampton, Virginia. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah, I know. We're
Well,
pretty
let me
especially.
read. Let me read what this says here. It says, okay, NASA will launch 3 sounding rockets for the atmospheric something. Can't even read that word. Around the eclipse path from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility during the April 8th solar eclipse. The mission will study how the sudden drop in sunlight affects our upper atmosphere during the eclipse. The launch window for the mission is 2:40 p.m. to 4:05, and it looks like I guess we're still at 19 minutes, I think. Rockets
19
are,
minutes. Wow.
well, it looks like it's just still 19 minutes to blast off, I guess. Well, no, now it's counting up, so I'm confused. I don't know what this is. This is actually counting up. It says 19,
Can you still
17,
see the
20.
eclipse here?
Oh, hold on. We can. No, we're just. Okay, there it is. Whoop.
We
Too
got it?
far. Too far. There we
Oh,
go.
there we
Right
go.
there. Right
All
there.
right. Okay.
Right
It
there.
keeps moving.
Well,
It's moving.
are you okay? I'm thinking you're probably moving.
I'm not really moving, but
It's
I
not
see just a
moving.
little. Like in my glasses, I only see like almost a crescent.
Yeah, now it's very, very, just a very crescent. I would say you've got 5 minutes probably until maybe a little, maybe
Cool.
10. But
What
that's
time
the
is it?
thing. You're only supposed to get, yeah, it's, well, it's what, 318 there.
Yeah,
So,
it's about. Oh, so at 3:22 is when you said that.
uh-oh, she froze. Hello? Go on back. Come on back now. Well, at least we can see the last image, which was the eclipse, even though I think her internet connection went away. We'll see if she dials back in here in a minute. In the meantime, let's go back over to this rocket. So it looks like a little tiny rocket. The coverage of the mission will begin 10 minutes before the scheduled launch time. Yeah, the Wallops area will be an 81% totality. And yeah, that's interesting. So this is obviously a very tiny little rocket. You can see here. All right, let's get Sandy. I think she's calling back in. Okay, Earth to Sandy. Come on back.
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
I'm
You
here.
know, it was
I'm here.
cool when you froze or whatever. At least the last image of the eclipse was still frozen on the screen, so it was cool. Even though I knew you were gone, the image was still there. All right, so
Oh yeah, we're getting there. Hold
we're
on.
getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. I gotta get
All right.
my things on. Tell me when I'm good. As
Okay.
far as
There we
can
go.
you
Okay,
see
hold
it?
on. No, you went too far down. Okay. Oh boy. It looks like a UFO. Right there. Okay. Right there. Now it's
there.
interesting. It doesn't look as good as it did before. It looks fuzzy this time.
Oh.
Is the filter like
Let me try to.
on straight or something? Okay, that's a little
Let me try to get it.
better.
Let me try to get it. Let me try to get it.
I don't know if you
Can
guys
you
are getting
see
as
it?
dizzy as I am. Okay, hold on. Whoa.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm trying to figure out how to. Tell me when you see it in the sweet spot.
Okay. No, okay, stop. Okay,
I'm
woo.
trying.
Too far.
Oop.
Okay, stop right there. Nope, too far.
Right here.
No,
Okay.
okay, right there. Right there. Okay, yeah, I don't know why
Right here?
it's not clear at all like it was. I mean, we can just see a little orange speck, but it's almost like maybe I guess it's because it's too
It's 'cause
dark.
it went behind a tree. Hold on.
Wait, what?
I got to move. It went behind a tree. I'm not kidding.
Okay. I guess the moon, yeah, the moon is moving that fast. It's like if you watch
I told you it was.
you watch the
I knew
moon
it
at
was
night.
crazy. You were like, no, it's not moving. You're moving.
Yeah, no, you're right. Right, you're right.
Okay,
It
can you
moves.
see it?
No.
All right, hold on.
This is funny. This is okay. There we go. Yeah, much better. Okay, well, right there, right there. Okay, yeah, perfect. There we go.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving.
All right, don't move. Statue,
Oh.
statue mode.
Statue.
This is kind of funny.
Statue.
Oh my gosh.
It went
All right.
behind a tree.
Yeah. Well, okay. There we
It
go.
moved.
Now it's good. Now it's good. All right. Cool.
Okay, what time is it?
Okay. It's 1:22 here, 3:22 there.
And it's supposed to blast off now?
No, that was I don't know what we're looking at because now it keeps counting up. So maybe this is delayed time, or let me get the sound on here. Hold on. All right, looks like there's no sound. I mean, there's sound coming from it, but they're not talking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go.
I think that when it went dark a second ago, that was it for me.
I think you're right. That probably was the max.
That was the totality or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
How
I'm
did
trying to
the
get it back in.
yeah, see if the birds, if you noticed what the birds were doing.
They weren't making any noises.
Well, that's good. Although,
I'm trying.
as interesting, yeah, it's interesting because did you notice? I mean, it was kind of during that turmoil time when the camera went out, but did you notice it darker or anything?
Yeah, it seemed like it was, but
Yeah,
it was because it went behind the tree.
but you're behind the tree, so that could have been too. Yeah, yeah. It looks like it's getting bigger now.
I
Maybe.
think I hear a rocket.
Oh yeah.
I think I hear a rocket. I swear I do.
Look around. I mean, whatever we're looking at here is just sitting there doing nothing.
Yep. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. I mean, I don't see.
Yeah. Do you see
I see
it?
clouds. Do you see it? I don't see it. We don't see it.
It's a speck across.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. We see clouds and
It is. It's going towards it. Hold on.
see. I don't know what we're looking at here because obviously it's not doing nothing. Oh yeah,
There it is. That's it. That's a rocket.
that's a rocket, huh? It looks like a airplane trail, like
It's
a
a rocket.
it's a rocket. Sandy says it's a rocket, folks. There it is.
It is.
It's rocketing. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it totally does look
Rocketing.
like a rocket.
It is. There's the second one.
Oh, there we go.
And there's
Cool.
the third one right behind it. See, I told you I'd see it.
That's really interesting because they look so far away, and yet you're not that far away. But I guess you're pretty far away, Chesapeake. But I wonder when they launched.
They're-
Interesting. I just was wondering what the heck I was looking at. Let's see. Let me switch over here to their Facebook page. Let me see what they got
Hold
there.
on. What about that one?
No,
See
can't
it?
see that. No.
Hold on.
Oh, there we go.
Lower.
Oh, yeah, we can
See
see
it?
just a. Yeah, we can see a little bit. The second one we can see the best. Oh, yeah, that one looks good. That's cool.
They said 3, right?
Yeah, they said 3. And I'm gonna pop over
All right.
here to the website.
That was 3.
This is
And then we're gonna do back.
the first rocket was
See,
scheduled.
it
Yeah,
flipped.
at 2. Well, it's interesting. It said it was scheduled at 2:40. Yeah, so I don't know what that means, but
What time is it now?
3. Well, it's your 3:26 your time.
Oh.
So
No, I just saw them.
they either went off late or, I mean, they
Yeah.
could have. And we're showing that. What do the colors indicate when the viewers will have the line of sight across the vehicle? Oh, that's interesting. Let me see.
Can you see it?
No. What are you showing it again?
I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, there we go. I can see it. Go back up. Go high, a little higher. There we. Oh, almost saw it. But those are rockets, folks. They are live
Neat.
rockets.
Okay, so all
So
right,
back to the eclipse.
back to the eclipse, man.
Let me see. There it is. That is cool. Let's see. Let's see what CBS is showing here. Oh, CBS has William Shatner. Let's listen to William Shatner.
Oh, here we go.
And they're all excitable. The hush when that sun was shadowed by the moon, that hush over this tens of thousands
over New York now.
of students was enormous. It's the kind of performance that you wish you could.
Okay. Captain Kirk.
You don't.
Captain Kirk
You
didn't
don't
have
wanna
much to
listen
say.
Captain, you don't want to listen to Captain Kirk?
He didn't have much to say. But it was, I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. But they showed it over New York, and it was a full total area. Let's look over here. Yeah, Buffalo.
Mine wasn't. Mine already. Let's see. I'm trying to get it in. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm only that. I mean, I'm just gonna do the I mean, that's 80% with the crescent. You know,
Yep.
right when I went dead, like you said,
Yeah.
that's when it got dark.
Well, that's probably That's probably was the demons or the whatever crazy shit was going to happen just knocked you out because something probably really spectacular happened and we couldn't see it because your phone died.
I know. They took me up in the clouds and brought me back. You just didn't see it.
Right. We couldn't see it. I mean, that's convenient. Convenient, Sandy, on Truth Bomb.
I know. It was very convenient. It was very. It was only 1 second, but it was 1,000 light years.
Oh my! Wow, you got some stories to tell now.
I do. They didn't look like ET. They did not look like ET. They did not. Ooh,
okay.
Hold on. Tell me to slow down. Slow down, Sandy.
Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, we're getting dizzy. Nope, we're good.
Okay. I mean, that's the way it's going to look until 420
that's the way it's
stands. You know, so here.
Come back, flip the camera around, and
I'll flip it around. I guess I'm kind of nerdy. I would say I am.
Oh yeah, good nerdy though. That's good.
Hold on.
Actually, I think there's a lot of nerdy people today. A lot of people were interested in this. All right, she'll call back here in a minute. I think a lot of people were interested in this. This was fun. And since we talked about it last week, we were kind of in mini conspiracy mode last week.
I'm back.
And she's back. Yeah, I was just saying, you know, I think that everybody gets a little nerdy when these things come around.
I mean, these were my glasses I had to use.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Good job. Well, that was good.
Nice
that was a good
though.
job to give us, you know, a live view of it as it was happening. And we could see it moving across, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And everybody's nerdy.
That's good.
And it's a shared experience, which I think is very cool. And I was saying that last week we talked about some funky stuff that might happen. And I don't know. I think we got the rockets going off and we got to see them live in Virginia. And
how about that? I know.
We'll find out if they found the God particle probably in a few days. What else? What was the other things? What else were you predicting? Oh, there was the red heifer thing. Was there something going to go on with the red heifers?
And guess what? They didn't do it.
They didn't slaughter the heifers, right?
No, they didn't sacrifice the heifer yet.
Okay, well, I
And
think they
then,
just weren't quite ready for that.
right. And then, what else was going on?
What else was
Well,
going
these are
on?
just signs, okay? So and I'm gonna go back inside if that's okay,
Okay.
because I don't want to accidentally look up in the sun without my glasses on, and you could do that really easy.
And you'd be blinded.
I will be blinded, and I don't feel like having my retinas.
You'd be blinded
Uh,
on live YouTube.
exactly. So here
Let's see where
I'm gonna sit in my forest. So
Cleveland.
so so doing a lot of research about it. The other eclipses that have happened in biblical times always had a couple events happen around it, which were an earthquake or war. So, or both.
Right.
So it's just something to always look at. That doesn't mean it's gonna, but they say there's always, signs of the times.
Well, we had
Um,
earthquakes. We had earthquakes this weekend in New York,
yeah.
and
And
we've
and
got
what and
war.
what Richter scale were they? Which was interesting.
I don't know. They were tiny, weren't they? I don't.
4.8.
Oh, that's not
4
tiny.
4.8. No, what's today?
Oh my gosh.
4.8.
You're a
Anyway,
great little dot connector. You are good.
no, 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 no. Other people are, and I just listen.
Okay.
But
No, that's
you
good though.
know,
4.8. That's funny.
4.8. It was kind of funny.
Well,
It
I'm
was
glad we
kind of
didn't have any more. As far as I know, we would have heard.
right.
But I think these things are fun. I don't mind at all looking at some of these dots and talking about them. And I don't think it's bad, to look at it and to. I tend to, smile a little bit more at it because to me it's all kind of just fun. It's like the world is mysterious. What the
Yeah.
hell do we know? We don't know. So why not have some fun with most of it unless something really catastrophic happens? And, for the most part, I'm no expert in this area. Most of the time it doesn't happen. And so we can kind of have fun out of it. And you know what? If we don't laugh at ourselves a little bit, then, what's the world like? It's like the world is so mysterious. We don't know. So why not have fun with it? That's my
Right.
view.
Well, we always have in any tribal situation, anything, they've always looked at the sky for answers to things. So many different countries and tribes have always looked to the sky for answers from their creator or the universe or signs of something. I mean, so we are, as people, we're very, very, interested in it,
Yeah.
the
Hey,
eclipses.
if you've got something in the background, can you turn it off or down? We can hear it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, I find that really interesting because the way I look at it is I like to look at history and in the Bible, I think is a lot of good history in the Bible.
Right.
And they didn't have the science that we have today. And so what else would you make of a solar eclipse?
Uh-oh.
And
I
what else?
might hear a rocket. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. I hear another rocket. Hold on. Sorry.
well, then that would be the fourth rocket. So I don't know if that's allowed. That rocket
I
is
don't
not allowed.
know. Maybe I thought the other was a rocket.
And it was a plane. I don't know. Here, let's go back. I think I got did I have NASA up here still?
No,
No rockets.
I hear stuff, but I'm in a Navy town, so there's always jets and things
Oh yeah.
going across. I think those were rockets. They look like them. The way they were going so slow across the sky.
Yeah, they were going slow, like they were going up,
Mm-hmm.
from your perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the mysteries in the sky. I mean, Right.
Thanks, Jesus.
What are they going to think? Of course they're gods. They have no clue. And I think that's what's
Right.
interesting. And I'm just going to say, a lot of people really take a lot of, what's the word I'm saying? They take a lot of faith from the Bible. A lot of, they makes them feel comfortable. And what I think is so interesting, though, is that to me, the Bible being sort of a historical document really reflects what people were thinking, and in all, even back in Egyptian times, and of course,
Yeah.
they had multiple gods, right? And so each, like the sun was a god, the moon was a god, they had different gods. And of course, Christians and Jews at the time believe there's one God, but they still created stories to help explain what they were seeing. And to me, this makes perfect sense. And so some of the times when people carry some of the stories in the Bible forward,
Right.
that doesn't make as much sense to me. When some people are saying, well, this was a real event or whatever. I think it was an event, but it's just how they interpret it. They had no other way. And with the science that we know today, we absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt what these incidences are. And
we do. Do we?
yeah, sure we do. I mean, we do. We absolutely do. We do. And the thing is, it doesn't matter though, because it still leaves the imagination, can still go, right? Mm-hmm. Because even though scientists know all the particles, all the equations, they figured out all the math, which I don't know. I don't know any of this math. I have to believe them. I choose to, but a lot of people say, look, I don't understand that math. You may see that this is the way it is, and I am going to take comfort in what the Bible talks about and whatever, and that's fine.
Right. Correct.
And I think that I look at the history in the Bible as like, wow, I can really see the insights of what were people thinking back then with what they had. Okay, so if I think like that, and I think, okay, this is what they were thinking, and they would tell stories back then, right, of what they saw and what they thought of these events that they didn't know anything about. Now, that makes me think about now. There's a lot of things in the world that I don't know anything about, that scientists don't know anything about. And so we're doing the same thing now. We're telling stories about the things that we don't know about, and our the future people will look back on us, and we're going to be the history, and they're going to see, what silly things were these people talking about? It's like, of course we know it's this and this, and like, what were they thinking? Well, we were just telling stories about shit we don't know about. And that's awesome. So when I look back at history, I look at it and just like, that's really cool. It's like, I could believe that if I was sitting there looking at this eclipse, and I was back in the days of the Jesus walk, or before that. Or let's take an example of the three wise men, see the Star of David, right?
Exactly.
Well, we know now what it is. We know now that it was a convolution of stars and the planets and whatever. But back then, hell, I would have thought that was a sign from God that meant something very significant. Why not back then? So I think that's cool. That's the way I look at history in the Bible. It's like I enjoy the Bible.
Well, there's
for a lot
an
of
extra
reasons.
piece to that, though. They also heard a voice tell them to follow that star. Okay, so there was an angel that was telling them to follow.
Wow,
that
no,
star.
I hear a lot of voices too. I don't listen to them all. Do you listen to all the voices you hear?
No, just the ones I discern.
Okay.
I use my discernment on. I does this line up with something that is the nature of the belief system that I have? Does it line up to what I have read that, God would say? Does it line up? Because if it's contrary to, then I'm going to be discerning whether that's truth or not.
Tell me what the word discerning means. To discern.
Discerning spirits. It's discerning intention of good and bad. It's
To believe.
That was weird.
Yeah, I heard that was a plane. That sounded like a plane.
Yeah, but that's faster than normal. So anyway.
Okay, maybe a
That
really
was a
fast
faster
one.
than normal plane.
Yeah, so discernment means, because I really only hear that with the Christian sort of faith-based people who use that word, and I'm like,
It's just discerning the voices. Yeah, discerning what you're hearing and where do you think the root of that hearing is from. And it always has to line up with something that's the way, the nature of the way that God has spoken in the past. You know, your discernment has to match up. So yeah.
yeah, I wonder what the difference though between discernment and what I call just intuition or belief of something. It's like I always just wondered, is there what's the nuance of the word discernment, or is that just a word that's sort of been handed down, or is there
No,
like a
it's
difference?
yeah. People have discernment in many things. It's not just
Okay,
in spiritual things.
gotcha.
Discernment in somebody's character, discernment and if they're
Okay,
telling the truth or not. Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah.
So I think
All
that was
right.
fun. I thought the
That was fun.
Eclipse was fun, and I think that I really do think I want to see, travel maybe someday to a why can't I do that word? What's that word?
Totaler
Got
totality. Totality.
totality.
To
Totality.
reach
Yes.
totality.
Right. So
Yes.
I want to experience that where it's just completely dark and the birds
Yeah, we didn't get
get
that.
quiet.
We only got that little bit right when my phone went out, of course.
Ah,
That makes sense. It
the
makes sense.
conspiracy theory continues.
See, they didn't want me to broadcast it.
They didn't want you to broadcast. Yeah.
Y'all didn't see me get sucked up into
I
the
wonder
UFO.
we'll have to,
That's what
yeah, we'll have
happened.
to backtrack that with TV. It's like, okay,
Thousand light years.
what happened precisely at that time?
Precisely. We don't know. I was in a different dimension, maybe.
Maybe. Well, okay. So
All right. Well,
we're going to
let's.
go,
Yeah.
we're going to go, well, I was just going to say, it's like, next week we're going to go back to some more truth-based stuff, and just to remind people that on the Truth Bomb, we don't know the truth. We're not dropping nuggets of truth on you. We're dropping
We're asking
nuggets
you to
of
figure it
questions. We're going to drop some
Yeah.
questions on you. We're going to use stories. We're going to find
I'm
stuff
going
that's
to go
going
out
on,
there.
find stuff that's happening in the news, and we're going to say, this made me go, what do you think? And one of the things is, again, we can have fun with some of the conspiracy theories, which is still out there.
We can.
But it's more about, like, do we trust everything that's being said to us by the government, by big business, by big pharma? And maybe we shouldn't. But we all have to discern for ourselves, right? What is the truth and what isn't for ourselves,
Yeah.
and what do we do about that? And for those of you out there that are feeling a little bit disempowered by all the shenanigans that seem to be going on sometimes in the press, in the mainstream media, with government, that's okay. There are things that we can do individually for ourselves, right? That can, make us still be a little bit leery, but not get caught up in the craziness and get all stressed out about it, but to empower ourselves to be prepared for whatever. And, through, financially, through whatever ways, through crypto here, because we know that crypto gets us outside of the mainstream a little bit and is also a really good way to invest. So we'll talk more and more about crypto, and also just about radical health. How can we be as healthy as we can be so we can be strong for whatever happens and whatever happens out there? So
yeah, I just read some really good studies about lithium, not the kind that is in mental health, but a different lithium, oralate, instead of citra, which is in the other ones. But anyway, we will talk about that next time.
okay, yeah, that sounds cool. All right, we're going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of live Eclipse from Virginia. And
yes.
that was fun. So we'll see you guys next week on
fun.
Truth Bomb. Go out and have a great
All
week,
right.
everybody.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.